Champagne taste, lemonade money. This phrase sums up West Ham absolutely perfectly. It's not just the bids that we've been making for Mateus Fernandes. I really like him. I think he's a brilliant player. I'm pleased that we are bidding for him. But when it gets to the point where you just can't afford something, what is the point? I think it makes it even worse when you get the excuses for the deal not happening as well. I think it's one thing bidding for a player and missing out. That's not great. It's another thing to bid for that player when your bidding strategy is so poor. We spoke about, the sort of eBay way of doing it yesterday. But it's another thing entirely when you're going to do a bidding and auction negotiation strategy that's so clearly destined to fail, but then you're going to provide a load of excuses for why it's not happening, when anybody with any common sense can see quite clearly that this is something that is destined to fail. We just do not have the money to get the deal. Now, I think Southampton's valuation of Mateus Fernandes at £50 million is overpriced. I think most will. You can get... It's not you can get a better player. He may well turn out to be a very, very good player. But you can get a more proven player for £50 million. And when you look at some of the other prices, we use James McAtee as a decent example, which is, I think, he's gone for just under 30 million. That would seem to be about right. We're dealing with somebody that's had one season in the Premier League. And they got relegated. But I don't think that's any reflection on the player's quality. I think it'd be a very, very good one. But Southampton are able to charge whatever they want. So if his price is 50 million, it's 50 million. Now, we all know that that's not... There's going to be some climb down. That's their price, and then our price was 30 million. You know what happens. We've said it before. You meet somewhere in the middle at 40 million. We can't even get close. And I think what's been suggested today is that not only will we not get close to 40 million, that actually that would be in breach of PSR, FFP. It's nonsense. That's not actually true at all. There's so many people have done the number crunching on this that we might have not great cash flow at the moment, but that's why we've taken out a credit card. But the PSR thing, it doesn't matter. Before we sold Kudus, we could have spent £90 million and been absolutely fine with PSR. So it's not that. And I think this is what annoys people. You're disguising your reluctance to spend money and blaming it on PSR. That's not the reason we're not doing it. You don't do it because you don't want to do it. I think we're really, really suffering now with not having a director of football and not having a transfer specialist. We're the only club in the Premier League that chooses to do it that way. It's as if we've got some canny insight into a different way that everybody else in the Premier League doesn't know about, and we've got this little secret squirrel way of doing things. It's not that at all. Everybody else has a director of football because it's the right thing to do. Everybody else has proper negotiators because it's the right thing to do, and it's the most effective thing to do. It's absolutely crazy. It's like thinking that you know the way and everybody else is stupid. Actually, we're the stupid ones. We really, really are. Bid went in for 28 million. They rejected it, said no, we want 50. We went in for 30. This is preposterous. Now, if it had been part of some strategy where we get up to 40, and which we'd started at the beginning of the transfer window, okay, fair enough. But we haven't. We're doing this now at a point where we're completely running out of time because the transfer window is going to close very, very soon. We've already, I would suggest, lost 3 points, or lost a point, whatever you want to call it, because we weren't ready, because our squad wasn't ready for the start of the season. That's, all right, yeah, don't get me wrong, I thought Potter's tactics and substitutions were awful. And it doesn't necessarily mean that Potter's doing a great job. It really doesn't. But our transfer business wasn't done by the start of the window. And in particular, we hadn't fixed the problem area, which was the engine room of the team. So we've already surrendered 3 points there. But we don't have the time now to embark on some elongated negotiation strategy. It needs to be done yesterday. It needs to be done now. We haven't got the time to go, all right, well, another 2 million, another 2 million, another 2 million. But to hear actually from the club, we're not even going to bid 40 million because we don't have it because of PSR, because of FFP. Well, that's pretty crap. Why are you bidding in the first place? It's plain and simple to everybody that this deal is not going to get done. And no more so than Southampton. And actually the player as well, he's probably thinking, well, this club aren't even serious. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at this bid and thinking, well, they're not making any real genuine attempts to get me. So, why should I want to play for them? I think West Ham probably know Southampton want to sell and probably need to sell. But we just, as I say, if we'd have started this process in June, not a problem at all. We can go incrementally with £2 million increases. Fine. I wouldn't have a problem. I've never had a problem with negotiation strategy. I think where it's being compared to Mads Hermansen, okay, but that was a little while before, and maybe Leicester are more desperate to sell than Southampton are. Southampton probably in a slightly different position because they've got another asset in Dibbling who they could possibly sell. So maybe it's not all focused on just one player there. But as I say, champagne taste, lemonade money. And it's, quite frankly, it's embarrassing. And then you get it accompanied with this, we're working through the night. We're working through the night. Well, work smarter, not harder would be my advice on that. Then you're just wasting time. You're wasting everybody's time with this, because what you can do is just, what's the point in spending time, however it gets done, sending emails over, negotiating with agents on a deal that's not going to get done? Go and get a deal. Go and spend your time. If you are working through the night, why don't you go and do that on deals that actually stand a chance of being completed? Before I go any further with my little ranty poos, point you in the direction of today's video sponsor, which is Surfshark. Surfshark are a VPN. You're going to need a VPN more than any other time at the moment for a whole multitude of reasons, being, new restrictions coming in terms of what you can view and what you can't view, in terms of changing your geolocation. But what I find the biggest reason for using a VPN is to basically stop people stealing your data, which sounds quite an obscure term, doesn't it, stealing your data? But your data can be anything. Your data can be all your personal details that you input. Your data can be your passwords. Worse than that, your data can be your banking details. And let's be fair, we all use online banking apps now because, well, we don't even have a high street bank here anymore. That's gone, closed down 2 years ago, actually. We've got a really good deal for you on Surfshark at the moment, which is basically get the first 4 months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Got to use the promo code, otherwise you don't get that offer. You don't get that that introductory special, and that is basically Hammers Chat. If you go to, when you go and log in and sign up to Surfshark, in a discount box, if you've got a discount code, Hammers Chat, all one word, or just go to surfshark.com/Hammers Chat. Link is in the description below. If you don't know why you need a VPN, maybe Google that first. And then if you then decide, actually, do you know what? I think I do need a VPN. Then come back, use the link, get your discount, put it on all your devices. All you need is one account. You can do your phone, you can do your laptop, you can do your computer, you do your Fire Stick, all that stuff. Get it done. Right, so, West Ham have got, it appears that we've now got a scattergun approach to transfers. It's a panicked approach. It is scattergun, but it is also panicked. We've left it too late. We've been absolutely awful at this, and I think. But reading between the lines, what's happening is Carl McCall is doing negotiating, and he's being given a budget by David Sullivan, and the budget just isn't high enough. So we've got this inexperienced guy who's never done this job before, who's basically, honestly, it's crazy. It's like he's been given pocket money by his dad, whose valuation of things is completely out of touch. It's like your dad giving you 10 pence and telling you to run down the shop. Go and get yourself a packet of crisps. Actually, Dad, packets of crisps are huge now. Why is everything a family pack now, by the way? Sweets and crisps, we used to think were a family pack. I said this to the kids. They come back with a Haribo thing like that. I said, well, what's that? They saw just a pack of sweets. That's not a pack of sweets. We used to call it a family pack. It's a family pack. A pack of sweets should be like that. Anyway. It's like your dad giving you 10 pence. Go and get yourself a packet of crisps. Well, I can't, because that's not the cost of stuff anymore. It's like he said, go on, Carl, go and negotiate that deal. Well, he's never, before this window, he's never negotiated a deal in his life, this fella. He's a data analyst. Here you go. Here's tuppence. Go and get us that tricky midfielder we want. And by the way, if you get some change, bring the change back, because we need someone who's going to protect the back four who can run a bit as well. The thing is a shambles. It really is. It's an absolute shambles, the way we're trying to do business at the moment. I think I mentioned most of the names that we're supposedly bidding for yesterday. We just become less and less confident, don't we? I think that was the other messaging that came out from the club. Who, again, they're trying to manage the bad news. I don't manage the bad news. Just get the deal over the line and get a deal done. But, you know, apparently of the 3 bids that we had made yesterday, none of them have progressed well. Well, what does that say? You can make the case, if you've perhaps bid for 3 players and one of them has not progressed well, you could make the case that that club are hard to deal with, that agent's hard to deal with. Okay, but the other 2 are going fine, yeah? Yeah, the other 2 are going fine. Well, that would suggest the problem is not you. If everybody you're bidding for, every deal is not progressing, then the problem's you. It's so plain, it is so obvious, right? But when something happens on repeat, it ceases to be a coincidence and it starts to become a trend. It just always happens. It's just human nature. It's just the way things are. You know, patterns start to develop and people start to become predictable. And you start to see, basically, over a period of time, people's true colours. If none of the deals are progressing, it's because you look at what you've done. You've sacked your director of football. You've not replaced him. You're not putting your own money into the club. You're not even using your credit facility to go and bid for the players. And I just don't know what's going on here. But it's like this shock horror. Oh, surprise. Yeah, well, you know, we're working through the night, but we've made no progress at all. Well, you just work, perhaps you're working crap then. Perhaps you just can't do the job, which is what I think this is, we're really seeing it now. We've been 20 years behind for quite some time. And I've always plucked that out the air, that date. You know, whatever, it could be 10 years, could be 25 years. We are behind the times. You don't have to be 20 years behind the times. Football moves so quickly. 5 years behind the times will stitch you up, actually, with this stuff. But it was... I felt it was with recruitment. It's now sort of everything, really. It's the training ground. It's everything. We are so behind the times, and now we're trying to bid in a fashion that nobody else does this stuff. Everyone else just gets their deals done, and it's. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it's very frustrating. Look, I'm off now. I'm going to Pinvest. Thanks for your messages yesterday. Really appreciate them. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate all those messages. I'm going to go and have a really good time. I'm going to make merry. I'm going to play lots of pinball. I'm going to play in the tournaments. I'm going to have a good time, meet up with some friends, and just generally, I will be doing the match tomorrow. I'll be in my hotel room. I'll be watching the game and doing a video on that afterwards. And I think I'll be linking up with Gio. So we'll be doing a breakfast show on Patreon. If you've not joined Patreon, got a 7-day free trial. Go and check that out. That's our 3rd Hammers Chat channel. And we'll be doing a bit of that. Oh, just finally, thanks to everyone that's subscribed. It's made a difference. I'll be honest with you. Normally each month this channel does about like 300 extra subscribers. I've done twice now. I've asked people if you wouldn't mind checking if you've subscribed or not, and then clicking the bell. It's gone up to 800. We've done 800 new subscribers this month, which is brilliant. So, you know, look, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's obviously does something to the algorithm and to all that stuff. So, you know, I know people always say, oh, subscribe and share. I'm never a great one for saying it, but it does help. Sharing a video helps. Subscribing a video helps. If you like this channel, if you like what we're doing, then please do. If you've not subscribed already, there'll be a button next to your screen. If you're watching it on a phone, just underneath, press subscribe. Ring the bell. Press the bell. That gives you a notification next time we upload. And hopefully you'll then get a ping and a notification tomorrow when I do my review after the game, which is obviously 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. I might do a little video in the morning, but I might be playing pinball.